So you found yourself lost in the woods and or injured. What next? Well, by remembering this simple acronym, you can help increase the chances of you being found and rescued. And that acronym is STOP. It stands for Stop, Think, Observe, and Plan. In the event that you do find yourself off trail, lost, and or injured in the woods, by remembering this acronym and the full breakdown, you can help increase those chances exponentially. So, let's break down each portion of the acronym. STOP. It stands for Stop and Stay in Place. In the event that you are lost in the woods, you do not want to continue on the same path you are on right now and continuing to get further lost. Hopefully, before you left, you let somebody, a relative or a loved one, know where you're going. So in the case that they haven't heard from you in a certain amount of time, they can notify the authorities. Remember, a lot of times we're out back in the backcountry, we don't have service other than maybe a GPS device or like a Garmin watch. Our phones aren't working, we can't shoot texts. So notifying that person of where you're going can help you in the long run. But stopping and staying in place can help ensure you don't continue to get even further away from trail and even more lost. And in the long run, it can help authorities find where you're at, especially if they're able to triangulate where you're at, whether it's from a GPS or a cell phone device. In the event that those things die and you've moved on farther from where you were previously pinged at, it's going to take a lot longer for them to find you, or if they do, and that's an F. So stop and stay in place. Onto that next portion of the acronym, which is think. And that stands for assessing your situation. Take a breath, take a breather. It's not in the world yet. We can still get out of this situation. So we're lost. We've stopped, and we're thinking and assessing our situation. One of the things you want to do is take inventory of items that you do have. So, all right, we've got our Garmin InjuReach in here. In my front pack, I've got a first aid kit. Remember, we're just out on a day hike. We weren't planning for anything long term. Anywhere I go, I'll always have some sort of way to make a fire just in case. Also, in here, one of the things I always bring, whether it's just a short day hike or a long trek, is contingency plans. So electronics die. By having a simple map and compass and having those backup plans, you can help increase the chances of survival exponentially. I also always have some sort of headlamp or hand torch. And this fun little thing, I've got an emergency bivy, as well as a boatload of snacks in here and a water filtration device. So we've assessed sort of what we have. You also want to assess what time it is. So is it morning and we're lost? Or is it 6 p.m. and we need to start preparing just in case we have to stay overnight? Do we need to start preparing a shelter in case it rains or for the elements, whether it's cold? So thinking and assessing your situation. On to the next portion is observe. In the event that you are able to get in contact with authorities, say you've just rolled your ankle, you're not really lost, but something is wrong, you can notify them of a landmark that is around you. Is there a creek, a lake, a large grove of aspen trees, a certain rock face, or a mountain that you can see? Also, observing these different landmarks can help you triangulate where exactly you're at on your map in the event that your GPSs or your electronics are dead and no longer working. And on to our final portion of that acronym, which is plan or prepare as well. So piss poor planning, proper planning prevents piss poor performance. So the 5Ps. Having a proper plan in place and figure out what your next move is will help you in the long run. So are we going to have to self-rescue, or are we notifying the authorities and they're going to have to come get us? Say we're injured, or we're just way too lost and we are not comfortable with triangulating where we're at, and we're afraid if we self-rescue, we're going to get even further loss. So, or plan, do we have to stay overnight? So by remembering that simple acronym, that STOP, you can help increase the chances of you either getting yourself out of that situation or search and rescue finding you and bringing you back home safe and sound. So remember, kids, STOP, and also proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Always have a plan in place and a backup plan, especially like a map, because electronics die. But I'm James with Rewild Outdoors. I hope you've enjoyed our little what to do if you get lost or hurt in the woods speech. If you could like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to follow me on all my other socials. You can find me on Instagram or TikTok at rewild.outdoors. I'll put a link down in the bio of some just different gear that I like to bring out on a day hike, such as that bivy or like a compass, things of that nature. But I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have learned something. And remember, stay wild.